Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now, you may or may not be aware, but once you've got a YouTube channel, people email you quite regularly asking you to review their products, and I get all sorts of ones: inflatable gaming chairs, all sorts of different ones. And just recently I've had several from a company who want me to do a promotion of one of their smartwatches. That's right, a smartwatch. So I emailed them back because, as I said, they'd sent me several emails through, and I said, well, have you actually looked at the channel? It's an outdoor based channel. We do bushcraft and wooden skills and those types of things, and products that are related to those. And they said, well, that's okay, because this is a rugged outdoor smartwatch. Okay, I said. When I say outdoors, that's year round. So at this time of the year, it's cold, and I don't think smartwatches deal very well with the cold. So they said, yeah, well, that's no problem. Cold is no problem at all. So I said, well, also we're out in all weathers, so it rains and things get wet, including your watch, and sometimes I'll have my hands in and out of water, so it needs to be a watch that can deal with being in water. So they came back again and they said, yeah, that's not a problem. So then I said, well, yeah, but it has to be able to put up with quite a bit of abuse, because my work watch is the same as all my work kit, does tend to get quite a bit of abuse. I said, that's fine, that's no problem at all. I said, well, one of the other big ones, and this is from experience because I've bought my wife a couple of smartwatches from quite a big manufacturer, is they don't have a great deal of battery. She seems to have to charge them pretty much every day. And in my line of work, well, I might be out in the woods overnight or for several nights, in which case I don't have the chance to be able to charge a watch. So really, a smartwatch isn't for me. They said charging it is no problem, battery life is not a problem. I thought they're not going to give up, so I said, okay, send me the watch over and I'll have a look at it. So a few days later, in the post arrived the watch, and it's the KOSPET T3 ULTRA 2, and it was very, very well packaged. In the box you got the watch, you got a strap, you got a charging cable, and you also got a little user's manual. So the setup was very, very easy. You just download the app, connect the phone to your watch via Bluetooth, check all the different permissions that it needs in the app, and you're pretty much good to go. So that bit was very simple, even for someone like me. What I then did was I went through, because you can change the different face styles. So the one that came originally I liked for a couple of days, but it didn't have the information that I wanted on there. I wanted it so that it was easy for me to read, so I'd actually changed it 2 or 3 times. Again, very, very easy to do. I went for the option where it shuts down, so you raise your arm, it turns on after 10 seconds, I think I've got it set to, it then shuts down again. But you can have it so it's permanently displayed. So that bit was easy. The charging it's got a good cable with a little magnetic charger that just clips on the back. Again, very, very easy, and it displays very well to tell you where it's got to in the charging process. Although at the time it was pretty much fully charged, I have charged it since, and actually charging it up doesn't take very long at all, a couple of hours and it's good to go, which, considering the battery life, and I'll go into that a little bit later on, I think is very, very good. The operation of the watch, once it's actually on your wrist and it's all good to go, is very, very simple. It has 4 buttons on the side which allow you to navigate around, or even simpler, you can literally just press one button which lights up the screen and then swipe left to right, up or down, and it takes you to pretty much all of the options that you want. Now, it's got 1 or 2 features, to say the least. There are a lot of different features on this watch, and some are applicable, some aren't. There are so many, I can't remember them all, so I've written them down. So here we go. You can do calls through the watch. You've got a daily activity record, so you open your home page, you go onto it, and it tells you what your heart rate's doing, it tells you how many calories you've burned, how many steps you've done, what distance you've covered, all of that, and it just records that just like anything. It also shows on that page your sleep record, so everything is recorded in your daily record. But it's also got lots of workouts. You go on to workout, you then go through and choose the ones that you want, whether it's a outdoor run, outdoor walk, whether it's swimming, whether it's cycling, whether it's cross trainer. There are literally loads and loads and loads. I tend to go for the outdoor walk, outdoor run and the free training one, because that fits in with what I do. If I'm cycling, well, again, I can record that because it's got an area for cycling on it. So there are lots of different types of activities that you can record on there. You've also got workout records, so you can go back and you can track to see where you've done which exercises. So if I have a day where I'll get up and I'll free train in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'm perhaps out on a walk, I can record all of that. I can see which days I've done more than one activity, which days I haven't done an activity, but pretty much every day is recorded on there. What we've also got on there is your heart rate monitor, which on the screen that I've got, it's showing your heart rate the whole time, but again, it tracks and records it, so you can just tap on that one and it will tell you what your heart rate's done for the last day, last 7 days, etc. You've also got your sleep monitor, which I found very interesting, and again, a little bit more of that later on, but it tracks how much sleep you've had and the different types of sleep during your sleep pattern. It's got blood pressure now. It does say on the literature that the blood pressure is an approximate estimate. It's not a piece of medical equipment, and yeah, I think that's a pretty fair thing. They're not selling it as a blood pressure monitor. If you want to know your blood pressure, get yourself a cuff where you can actually monitor it. The list goes on. We've also got stress monitors, emotion monitors, a music player, so you can control the music from your phone, all via your watch. So if you're listening through Bluetooth and your phone's in your pocket, you can turn it off, turn it up, turn it down, skip tracks, all done from your watch. You've also got a voice assistant, you've got a weather, which is a basic weather app, but you've got it on your watch and it will bring up the next 5 days. It will tell you what it's doing over the next few hours. Basic, but whichever weather app they're using seems very comparable to the Met Office one. It's also got a compass, which is pretty good. It's not as accurate as a compass, and some days it seems to be. It's often a few degrees out compared to my compass. Which one is not quite right? I'm not sure. I think possibly the watch is affected a little bit more by other things than my compasses. You've also got an altimeter and barometer, which again, when you first get it, you need to adjust the settings on it. So go to a known height, whether it's sea level, whether it's a trig point on top of a hill, and put in the actual altitude, and then it calibrates from there. You've also got notifications, so if you get text messages, emails, etc., depending which permissions you've allowed on there, it will do that. Stopwatch, alarms, timers, you've got all of those on there. You've also got a calculator, a remote shutter, so I can take selfies, etc., or operate my phone if I'm filming on my phone from my watch. A flashlight, which sounds really odd, but the screen is just, it goes to a plain white, which actually, if you're in a dark room, which you go into bed at night, you don't want to switch the light on, or you get up in the middle of the night, you don't switch the light on, you can just press the button on your phone and it lights up, and it gives out quite a good amount of light. And it's also got a Find My Phone app, which we've all done it. Put the phone down, and then the following morning you've gone to go to work and you thought, oh, where is it? Simple, I just press the button on my phone. So there are a lot of different apps on the phone. So to wear, well, I've had it on since I've had it, and it looks like quite a big watch. I've got a Casio G-Shock, one of the Gravity Masters, which this I thought was bigger than, but when you wear it, it doesn't feel bigger. It's also remarkably comfortable. The strap on it is brilliant. It doesn't feel particularly heavy for a watch of this size. If I'm exercising, etc., sometimes where I've had watches in the past and you're doing a lot of press-ups and things, they dig in the back of your hand. No, not with this. Absolutely brilliant comfort-wise. Now, the next thing I've got to say is the battery life, because I know with my wife's watches, as I said at the beginning, they run out of battery very, very fast. This, a week to 10 days, and I'm using this a lot. I'm tracking walks in the morning, exercise in the morning, steps through the day, runs sometimes in the afternoon, and I'm still getting, I think the last time I charged it, it was 9 days between charges, and even then I think I was down to 14%, I think it was. So yeah, battery life is flipping amazing. Something else I really like is that I can do calls on it, or at least I can receive calls on it. You can make calls on it as well because it's Bluetooth, but I tend to use it for receiving calls, but also for when I've got calls coming in. So with work, quite often I'm working with young people, and if you're working with young people, you can't have your mobile phone with you. It might be in my bag, which might be off over there, and if I get a call, my phone is normally on silent. Now, like probably a lot of you, you've got families, etc., and if there's an emergency, people want to get hold of you, which can cause a problem if your phone isn't with you, but it can't always be. What this allows me to do is, if I get a call come in, I can glance at my watch because it's vibrating, and I can see who's calling me. That way I know if there's an emergency. Again, with texts and alerts, if a text comes in and there's a problem, I I can see it straight away. I haven't got to be near my phone. So my phone can be in my bag can be well off. I think I had it at about 25 meters the other day, and a call came through, and it came through absolutely fine, and I was able to pick up the call and talk on the phone. So that bit's good. It feels, if you're a person of a certain age like me, it does feel a bit Star Trek, like James T. Kirk talking into your watch. But actually, I found it's a very, very useful feature. So the cost, and that is probably one that you are going to want to know about. Certainly compared to the Apple Watch, the Samsung offerings, etc., it's a lot more reasonable. I went on the KOSPET website, and I think it was £160. They do various offers and deals on there. I went on Amazon, and it was just under £130. And I will put links in the description box down below. Now, in conclusion, what do I actually think of it? Now, this is a paid promotion, as it says at the beginning, and a lot of people think, well, if it's a paid promotion, you're going to say nice things about it. The general rule of thumb is, if somebody sends you something, I think, and it's not any good, I'll send it back and I'll say, actually no, it didn't do what it said on the tin. This, in use, I really, really like. It's been a great item, and there's so many things I do like about it. As I said, it tracks everything, including your sleep. For quite some time now, I've been waking up feeling actually really, really tired. Although I've had a decent length of sleep, sort of 7+ hours, should be waking up feeling refreshed. Upon reviewing the data that I've been getting off this, I'm actually seeing that I'm getting more light sleep and not enough deep sleep. So that's made me look at my habits in the evening. It's probably drinking too much tea, so I'm adjusting it to see if I can change my sleep. So that has been a really, really good thing. Being able to check my heart rate through the day, seeing actually how many steps that I've done, and also the distance and the distances that I'm doing. The GPS tracking on it, I found to be very, very accurate. Yes, you can look at it on your phone, and I can go on and I can look at a rough route. It won't show me map detail. But what I can do is I can then go onto my phone and bring it up, and it's just like the Strava running apps. You can see exactly the route that you've gone or the route that you're traveling. And I have actually walked along with my phone looking to see exactly where I am. And it's coming up absolutely bang on every time. As I said, being able to monitor my phone and calls, etc., from here without having to be near my phone, again, is a really good thing. I didn't think a smartwatch would be for me. However, having used this for quite a bit of time now, I actually think it's a great, great product. I'm not just saying it, I actually genuinely think it is. And for the money, I think it's, yeah, an absolute steal. As I said, I will put links in the description box down below for you to have a look at. Go over, have a look at it, and if you're in the market for one, get yourself one. I don't think you will be disappointed. I've seen a few people say that they've had issues with them disconnecting from their phone. I use a Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus. I connected this when I very first got it. It hasn't disconnected at any point. I've had no problems like that. It's been an absolute dream to use and to wear. It's a great, great item. Not for everybody, but I've been very, very impressed. So there you go. That is my promotion review of the KOSPET T3 ULTRA 2. Great, great item. Go over and check it out. If you enjoyed this video, then remember, hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, then please like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, head over to the channel and check out our Bushcraft for Beginners series, which is proving to be very, very popular. So yeah, head over and have a look at that. Anyway, I've been Neil, and until next time, stay safe in the woods.